Okay, good afternoon, class 2. Okay, this afternoon, before we continue with our lesson, I want us to do something first. Okay, we're going to play a game of going to the a game of memory. If you can still remember something, okay, to help you remember, to help you to train up our minds to remember. Okay, if we can still remember things from yesterday or from last week. Okay, this memory game, this is how we're going to play it. Okay, we imagine that we go to the market. Okay, imagine we're going to buy something. So the first person says something. Okay, says that I went to the market and bought an apple, and the second person will say I went to the market and say that first person's whatever he or she bought. Okay, the second person will say I went to the market and I bought an apple and whatever she wants to buy, a pineapple, for example. Okay, so the second person will say I went to the market and bought an apple, whatever the first person had said, and a pineapple. Okay, apple and pineapple. Now we have to remember that. Okay, who's going to be the third? The third person, if he wants to buy mango, okay, and then he has to remember what the first person had bought, the first person and the second person. So this is what they are going to do. They are going to make sure that they are going to buy the same things. They have to repeat the same things from what the first people have said. So the third person, thinking of buying a mango, is going to say, I went to the market and I bought an apple, a pineapple, and a mango fruit. Okay, and the fourth person will have to make sure that he or she remembers what the previous people have bought, and then if he or she decides to buy cucumber, then he or she has to think of the first people's what they have bought, the fruits, and then include his or her own. Okay, so I went to the market and bought an apple, a pineapple, a mango, and a cucumber. Okay, so we're going to try that out. Do we understand? Good. Okay, so we're going to start. Okay, I went to the market. I'm going to start off, and we'll have the second person. Somebody has to who wants to be the second person? Very good. Okay, so we'll have somebody, that girl, to her name. Okay, her name is Valerie. Okay, so Valerie is going to be the second person. After Valerie, then we have, okay, some other. Yes, good. Okay, we'll have you. Okay, so we're going to start off. I went to the market and bought. I went to the market and bought banana. Okay, I went to the market and bought banana. Okay, Valerie, you'll be the next person. What do you want to buy? Okay, good. Mango. She likes mango, so she says, what are you going to say, Valerie? I went to the market and I bought banana, because I said banana and good, banana and mango. So she said, I went to the market and bought banana and mango. Okay, the next person. I went to the market and I bought good, banana, mango, and apple. Okay, good, very good. Okay, now we'll go to the last person. What are you going to buy? Okay, we'll have only 5 people first, and then we'll change it so that we can remember 5 people, and then let's see if we can remember as far as number 6. Okay, so the 5th. Okay, you are the 5th. Okay, let's start. I went to the market. I bought banana, mango, cucumber, fruit, pineapple, and you. Good, and good, very good. Grapes. Okay, very good. And who wants to try out the 6th one? Okay. Okay. So we'll continue with the game again next time. Okay, we'll continue again with the game in the next lesson. When we do the next lesson, we'll start off with that game again. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, our lesson for today, we're going to look at signs and preventions of common diseases. Signs and prevention of common diseases. Okay, science and prevention of common disease. Okay, when we're talking about science, we're talking about what you can see on people when they get a certain disease. Okay, and prevention means how we are going to stop. Okay, how we are going to stop the disease, stop ourselves from getting the disease. Okay, first of all, we're going to look at science. Okay, now before we continue on, okay, let's look at some of the few common diseases that we have. I believe you have learned that in class 1. So we're going to look at the first one here. What is this? Okay, good, mosquito. So who can remember? Who can think? Or who can still remember? Or who has a family member who has this disease when they get mosquito bites and they get this disease? Okay, no, not swollen body. Yeah, you can get swollen body, but the disease that the mosquitoes give is different. Okay, it will be very good. Malaria. Okay, it's malaria. Malaria. Okay, everybody say malaria. Good, malaria. And what's this? Very good. That's cough. Everybody knows that. Okay, we usually have that cough, and when a person in the home, okay, if we don't stop the person from getting the disease, I mean, stop it from spreading to others, then it can. Or everybody in the home can get the disease because it's contagious. It can spread quickly. Cough, coughing, and even TB. Some people cough and cough and cough, and suddenly they start spitting out instead of just the white coming out from their mouth. Spitting it out, they're spitting blood. Okay, so that's TB. And over here, okay, some people go to the hospital and they get their legs amputated. Okay, oh, you have one at home. Yeah, that's it. Oh, okay. Is it your grandma or your grandpa? Oh, okay. Okay. So it's like that. When we sometimes, what do you think causes that sickness? Okay. Okay, they get, yeah, maybe sometimes they eat a lot of sugary food, and that's why they get all these diseases. Okay, over here, very good. Everybody knows that that's COVID-19. When you put mask, you know that, oh, somebody's going to get the COVID-19. You're scared of getting the COVID. This person may not have the COVID-19, but is wearing mask. Okay, making sure that they protect themselves from mask. And this one, somebody with a stomach ache. Okay, so what do you think this is happening to this person? What is happening to this person? Yes, maybe it's got diarrhea. Okay, going to the toilet often is diarrhea. Okay, now we're going to see. Okay, looking at that, you know already the signs. Now with malaria, you don't see the mosquito biting and then, oh, this person is getting sick. What do you get? Okay, sometimes the signs is the person might get headaches. Okay, headaches and fever. Okay, and when they go to the hospital, when they get the blood test, and they find that, oh, they got malaria. Okay, so the nurses will give them some medicine to heal them from the malaria. Okay, cough. When do you usually see people like they have the cough? Good. Sometimes they sneeze a lot, like this person here in the picture. They sneeze a lot, and what else? Yes, maybe they feel cold, fever. What else? Very good. Runny nose. Okay, sometimes you have runny nose. Okay, and what about this one? What happens when you see them having this? Okay, when they are going to get legs amputated. Okay, I don't live with any person who has that. Do you know why? I mean, do you see the signs? Okay, some of us who have their grandparents have their legs amputated. Have you? Do you know what the signs would be? Like if somebody is going to have their legs amputated. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Okay, so somebody is saying that sometimes their legs get very sweaty, a little sore on the toe. Okay, it's very very sore. Okay, so sometimes they go to the hospital, and when the doctors check it, oh, it's something else. So they have to amputate the legs. Okay, and what about this one? Okay, when you get diarrhea, what happens? Usually happens. What are the signs? Okay, sometimes you get stomach aches. Somebody's doing this. Somebody's just feeling so. It's not feeling happy. Somebody's just sitting there feeling so sad, or the expression on their faces is like they are not happy. Okay, so sometimes when you start feeling stomach ache, you know that something is wrong. Okay, so you need to understand and remember that what had happened. Okay, over here. Okay, with coronavirus, that's very seriously people. It's cough. It's a very, very strong disease, and it's common in our community. And I mean, people, we hear it, everybody, we hear it on the news every time. So COVID-19, okay, usually have sore throat, and people start coughing, cough, 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 cough. You know that a person has COVID-19, so we have to make sure that we keep ourselves away. But usually it's something like the throat is really sore. Okay, there's a lot of mucus here, or yes, you feel that maybe some of us have not experienced it, but we know that. Okay, we have been hearing people talking about these are the signs and symptoms of COVID-19. If you feel that your body is so tired, okay, pain, your body is paining, serious headache, severe headache, then you know that you have COVID-19. So it's important that you have to go to the hospital. Now, remember, those are the signs. Okay, some other common disease, okay, would be what? Toothache. How do you know that a person has toothache? Okay, toothache. Okay, sometimes you just feel like, oh, the mouth is, you feel that your jaws are different, and suddenly it starts paining. Sometimes you've got a swollen cheeks here. You know that person has something is wrong with the inside of the teeth, must be swollen. That person must have a toothache. Okay, and even headache. Okay, the signs of headache. Okay, you can just feel this pain here. Okay, and sometimes people just lay down. Other children, or if your parents have headache, you just see them. Sometimes they tie it with a cloth. Okay, it's very very serious when we see people like that. Okay, having like they have to tie it. That means they are very very sick. They have a very severe headache, and it's better for us to take them where? Go to the hospital. And scabies. Okay, what are the signs of scabies? Sometimes you start feeling itchy between your fingers. Your body is itchy. Your skin. That's a skin disease. Okay, so you start scratching, and suddenly you have sores all over. So those are the signs of scabies. And it is how do we prevent ourselves from getting this disease? Okay, it's very important that we have to protect. When we know this disease and we know how we get this disease, it's important that we protect ourselves from it. We prevent ourselves. Okay, so prevention is much better than us going to the clinic and trying to find medicine from the hospital, because sometimes we need to pay for the medicine and it's expensive. So it is important that we prevent ourselves, protect ourselves from such diseases. Okay, so over here, what have we got? Sanitizer, very good. And mask. This is for COVID-19. Okay, we need to mask ourselves up when we walk around. We need to put our masks on. Use hand sanitizer every now and then. We go out, make sure, or you touch places where people have been. Make sure you sanitize your hands, and even you can also wash your hands with soap. Make sure you wash your hands for how many seconds? 20 seconds. Okay, we're talking about COVID-19 here. Okay, make sure that you wash your hands nicely with soap and water. Okay, go between you for 20 seconds. And wait, let me show how you can prevent yourself here. There's a poster here. Okay, how you can protect yourself. Wash your hands, sanitize, mask, wear your mask, and don't touch your face. Okay, after you walk around, don't touch your face, because if the virus is on your hand, and if you start touching that, it gets into your mouth, and there it will go to your throat, and that is where you develop. I mean, it's going to be there, and then you start getting sick, very sick. Okay, and then over here it says sneeze into a tissue. Make sure you have a tissue, okay, or handkerchief. When you want to sneeze, just sneeze into it. And if it's a tissue, make sure you throw it into the right place. Okay, don't keep it around. Just put it into the dustbin. Okay, social distancing. Okay, it's important that you stay away from your friends. Now I have skipping rope there. It's 2 meters. We have to be away from each other, 2 meters. So imagine that I'm standing here, and another friend. Okay, go and hold that side. Okay, I'm away from there. He's going to be far from me, 2 meters away. Don't get your friends, or when you go out walking around, don't stay close to your friends so that you can get yourself. Don't get the COVID-19. We don't want to get COVID-19. And no sharing. Don't share things. Okay, especially when you don't know these people, and if they start giving you something, and if they have the COVID is there on whatever they're going to share with you. Okay, because COVID spreads so fast. And here it is. The last one is wipe phones after using, okay? Because you're using mouth, talk on the phone, make sure you wipe it out nicely. And the other one is no handshaking, no kissing. Okay, if you like somebody so much, no kissing, no handshaking. Okay, no hugging. Okay, don't hug your friends. It is important that we keep ourselves really, really safe. Okay, so that is with the COVID-19. We all know that. Okay, thank you very much. And what about we're trying to protect ourselves from some disease? What about this one? What do we do with so that we don't get diarrhea? We're just going to have a lot of discussion today. What are we going to do if we don't want to get diarrhea? Very important, okay? If we don't want to get diarrhea, make sure that we wash our hands. Our hands must be, because it's whatever gets into our mouth that will cause us to get diarrhea. Okay? So if you don't wash our hands, make sure that you wash your hands. Okay? Every time you come back from the toilet, make sure you wash your hands nicely with clean water, not dirty water. Clean water, okay? And before touching your food, make sure you wash your hands before touching your food and before you eat, okay? Your vegetables must be washed out nicely. The fruits that you eat, put into your mouth, must be washed. Everything that you eat must be clean. And even at home, make sure you cover up your food, okay, so that the flies don't touch your food, because flies are our enemies. Flies are dirty insects. So when they touch your food, okay, you're going to get it. The moment you start eating the food, you're going to get it, especially diarrhea. Okay, so it's important. And even water, the water that you drink, make sure that you, okay, yes, you can buy it from the shop, or sometimes if you have it at home, you don't have the money, then it's better for you to boil it. So after cyclones or after when we are in a disaster, make sure you boil the water before you drink it. Okay, because those are some of that is one of the diseases that you can get when you don't put put dirty food inside your mouth or dirty water inside your mouth. When it reaches your stomach, you get diarrhea. Okay, what about mosquitoes? Can anyone tell me? How do we protect ourselves from mosquitoes? Okay, we can sleep under a mosquito net. Very good. We can sleep under a mosquito net. Anything else? Okay, put the screens on the windows. Very good. Put the screens on the windows. Mosquito coil. Very good. We can light up our mosquito coils. Yes, and what else? Can you think of anything? Okay, I want us to look at this picture. Okay, look at this picture. What's happening here? Okay. Oh, there's a home here. It's close to a river. What? Yes, all the grass are growing. What else can you see in the picture? Yes, rubbish everywhere. What else? Okay, you have some containers there, and you have something in there. What is it? Water. Yes, and what happens in that water? Okay, mosquitoes can go and lay their eggs in there. Go in the water and lay the eggs, and then we have no mosquitoes. So it is important that you keep your environment around your yard very clean. Okay, so over here, you can see in this picture, after the grass has been cut down, okay, the river is flowing out nicely, and then you have the rubbish is burning over here, all the rubbish is burnt, and there's a hole here for these things like tins, okay. Make sure you break them, put the holes inside the, use a knife, to just make little holes so that it can't collect water. So drop them into the hole, okay? Drop them into the hole so that when the hole is like nearly full, then we can bury it, okay? So it's important that we keep ourselves, our homes clean too, so that we don't get malaria, and mosquitoes are not going to get close to us. Okay, what about cough? Okay, sometimes people are out in the cold. Yeah, good. Sometimes people are out in the cold and they get cold. Okay, or sometimes it's just the kind of food that we eat. Okay, sometimes we just eat anything. Okay, and sometimes maybe we are allergic to some kind of food and we start coughing and coughing. Okay, so it's important that we protect ourselves from sicknesses. And what about this one? How are we going to protect ourselves from this? Yes, okay, sometimes we don't eat a lot of sugary food, okay? We don't eat a lot of food from the shop, Okay, we just eat the nice healthy food and just eat enough. Okay, because sometimes when we don't move, we don't do a lot of exercise. Exercise is one good thing. If we don't do a lot of exercise, then all the food that is in there have nowhere to go. They're not doing any work inside our body, and they start doing some other things inside our body and causes us to be sick. Okay, so it's important that we do a lot of it. If we're going to eat, do a lot of exercise. Okay, so that we can fight against these kind of diseases. Okay, what about your teeth? How do we get toothache? Okay, we get toothache when we eat a lot of sweets. Okay, a lot of sweets. We don't brush our teeth, then we start getting our teeth gets rotten now, decay. So we will start having tooth aches and we feel so sad. Okay, it causes a lot of pain in our bodies, so we have to go and visit the hospital. So it's important that we go and visit the hospitals too, so that the doctors can see the our teeth. If it needs to be removed or it needs to be cleaned, then we have to they have to do something. We have to make sure that we do what the doctors tell us. So it's good to get a visit to the hospital too. And the next one is headaches. Okay, how do we protect ourselves from headache? Okay, sometimes we just need to eat a healthy food all the time. We need to keep our bodies healthy. Okay, and we need to drink plenty of water. Okay, and scabies, protect ourselves. Yes, swim. Make sure that our body is clean all the time. Wash your clothes with soap and clean water all the time. Okay, make sure that your body is clean. Okay, swim all the time. Okay, and have a yeah, you can go and swim in the river or have your shower. Okay, have shower all the time. Use clean water all the time. Okay, so those are some of the things that we have discussed today. Do you still remember what we have discussed? Yes, very good. So we are going to go through the lesson again. Okay, and I'm going to ask you some questions. Okay, are you ready for the questions? Good. Okay, I'm going to ask you some questions on how you are going to make sure that you keep yourselves healthy, prevent yourself on the signs of symptoms. After that, after we talk about the signs and prevention of I ask you some questions on the signs and the prevention. Then we are going to pack away and then we'll go for our break. Okay. Okay. So are we already going to ask you some questions, and then what do? We are going to pack away and then we're going to go for our break. Okay. Thank you very much for that. So let me ask you one question before we continue on. Okay, what do we mean by having signs? Okay, seeing the signs of sicknesses with having the signs of a certain disease. For example, if I say a sign of cough, what am I talking about when I'm talking about signs? Okay, good. What people can see. Okay, what people can see that you are having a disease. Okay, when you're having a disease, what sign do people see? Okay, so when we talk about signs, we're talking about that. And what about prevention? Prevention is when, okay, how we try to stop ourselves from getting a disease. Okay, thank you very much. So we're still going to go with our questions. Okay, and then we'll divide ourselves up and let's see, we'll have a quiz. Let's see who's going to be will get the most points when I'm going to ask you the question. So after we divide ourselves up, the teacher is going to continue to ask the questions, and then we'll see who's going to be the winner for today after this lesson. Okay, thank you very much. Move into your groups now.